Yes, guys. Yes, people. Welcome back to another stream. Welcome back to another video. Barely anyone's on yet, but we'll have more people joining as the stream continues to go on. So don't worry, there'll be plenty of discussion on this video. And there's a lot to discuss too, because we're through to the next round, and we know now as well that our next round is going to be away to Luton Town, which is going to be, I'd say it's another similar sort of game in terms of one where we should be really breezing through our opponents. But we need to have a talk about yesterday because, we got through and everything, but let's not act like we played well because we didn't in any way, shape, or form. That's probably one of the worst performances I've seen in the Thomas Tuchel reign. And we've said that a few times this season as well.
Yeah.
The build-up play was non-existent. I'll give Ziyech credit because I do think he had a very good performance. Me and Alex were talking in the background about Mount's performance as well. He had a good performance too. Other than that, I don't really know what to say about the rest of them. Like, we'll obviously talk about Lukaku. This guy got absolutely dominated by League One defenders. Cho didn't take anybody on, or didn't even try to for the most part. He was horrific. Midfield just kept losing possession and giving the ball away the whole time. Even the defense, like, I think Azpilicueta grew into the game, but he started poorly. Malang Sarr was getting battered on the left-hand side until they moved into centre-back. And even AC and Rudiger had 5-minute, 10-minute spells where I just saw them getting dominated by the attack. And they weren't doing anything. And you could put sharpness into account because maybe Plymouth played during the international break, but I don't want to sit here and blame our performance against a League One side on sharpness. Fact is, we should have played a lot better. We should have shown a lot more ability, and we didn't do that. There was long periods of time where we looked like the League One side, but let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. Smash the like and subscribe button as well. We will be getting more people on as the stream continues, but yeah, big up everyone that's locked in as always. Alex, what are you saying, bro? How's everything?
I'm good. I'm gonna start with everything you said is wrong. Sarr was great. I don't know what the game or from which end were you watching. He only made one
first
mistake.
Half, I thought it was poor. So everything after the first half, I'll say he improved massively. I don't think he was good in the first half. First half, I saw him getting dominated.
I don't know how far from you sit when you were sitting. How far from you? He was really good. The only mistake he made is the penalty. But the only two players is gonna be coming. It is gonna be Lukaku and Cho. I mean, what do you like? How much service? You know how we used to say we do not provide for Lukaku at all.
Yeah.
I don't like. It's it. Like,
it's a myth now. It's a myth.
It's a myth that we don't provide. Even if we provide, people will say, "Well, like against City, it was a good defense and stuff like that." But now, even I don't even know Plymouth. It's not even the what's the name? It's not even the second league, right? It's not even
League One, the third league.
Yeah. So I don't know. He literally got backpocketed by the guy. And the goal that we conceded, the first one as a striker.
Yeah,
who was the one that's supposed to clear it? It was in front of him. I don't know what kind of ballet dance was he doing. If you look at the replay, I don't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
With him, there was barely even any anticipation or movement.
Lewis, at this, I think SportsWire was asking.
Oh yeah, I've just sent him the link as well.
Yeah,
so he'll be on in a few minutes.
I'm saying like I don't know what else Chelsea can do. I seriously don't. Like
he already looks like he's got one leg out the door. Literally does.
Exactly.
Like there's no movement, there's no intent, and we were speaking about this backstage. The difference between Werner and Lukaku. Yes, like the end product isn't there for either of them. One's trying at the very least, and one isn't. And I still say, like, to me, the end product matters. Full stop. Especially at standards as high as
on
Chelsea
the forwards. That's
but
how you.
You got a guy that's barely even fucking moving. He's literally just standing there, static in the box, with his hands out like this, waiting for the ball to be played to his feet.
Yeah, and the thing is...
sorry, CEO, I forgot that you didn't say that.
And the thing is,
go ahead.
People are complaining about Ziyech here, about his crosses and Mount's crosses yesterday. if Lukaku is not going to move, it's not going to help the crosses any better, bro. There was at least 2 times in the first half Ziyech put in pinpoint balls for Lukaku. If he just gets a touch on it, the goalkeeper won't save it because the goalkeeper was static, and he doesn't move for it. He's not winning any aerial battles against League One defenders. So what is he going to do?
He's not even jumping.
He's not even jumping. And his
or whatever you call his attempts at a jump,
exactly,
because they're pathetic.
And Lewis, his hold of play is getting worse each game by game by game by game. It's frustrating to watch.
Well, to me, his hold-up play was never great for us anyway. Like, at the most, he could get himself in the position to hold up the ball, but the release was never good enough. We've rarely seen good link-up play from him after holding up the ball. He just holds on to it, tries to push a defender off, either falls to the ground or the release is shit. Or he tries to and he just fucks up the first touch and he loses possession immediately. It's one or the other.
I know, and I will always say, striker feeds off the confidence.
Oh, Lukaku slander means one thing. Yes, bro.
What's that?
For me, what's going on, Johnny? For me, strikers always going to be on the confidence. I agree with you, 100%. But it's self-inflicted confidence. Self-inflicted.
Mm-hmm.
He killed it. You know what kills me the more? When I'm finished to watch Plymouth and I went and I watched Giroud performance yesterday against Inter Milan.
Oh, don't. I don't care if he wanted more game time. We should have made a better move for him to try and keep him at the club. We let him leave so easily.
Well, we didn't apparently because it was the fee that was more that we activated 1 year extension. I don't think we did it. We activated, and he was pissed that we activated that link at that second year. We did piss him off a little bit, but if he would have played yesterday, come on, you think he wouldn't score one of those headers on? I was
seeing him. He was pressing more in that game than I've seen Lukaku do in 6 months.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Lukaku.
Oh, just Lukaku and Giroud.
Oh, okay.
Look, Ziyech has an assist yesterday if Giroud's on the pitch.
Ziyech probably has more assists full stop. You look at the Tottenham game, Giroud probably bags a hat-trick if you give him the chances that they fed him.
Yep. Lewis, it's just been the same problem for the last 3.5 years. Ever since Conte's second half of the second season, bro, our attack has been shit, man.
Our attack has been dog shit. And I've just run out of patience for a lot of them.
Genuine question. Oh god, I can't believe I'm saying this. Like, if we get rid of Deadwood, like some of the Deadwood attackers this summer, and then let's say Tuchel bring on a new one, do you think that we're gonna have the same problem as this one? The same problem that we are.
It depends on the attackers, isn't it?
It depends on the attackers we bring in.
If you buy the right ones, then there shouldn't be a problem.
But
right ones is the big thing. It's big. Here's the thing. We will always have a problem because mine right striker it's different from C1's right striker. It's different from Johnny's right striker.
That's
you see what I'm saying?
The thing is, sorry, just to
depends
again. You say depends. Yeah,
subjective.
If you're changing those attackers, do you want to go through that same cycle again? Actually, you don't you? You want the attackers to click like scoring Banco, left, right, and center, and that's my thing. That's my only concern. If we change personnel into this team, because this is the part that I'm fed up the most with some of our fan base. It's the fact that we always
needs to fix.
I'll mute him until he figures it out.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I'm fed up with some of our fan base. You know what? Trying to scapegoat one person after one person after one person. At the end of the day, it's the same problem that we've had for the last couple of years, and it's not going to change it unless we do something different on the pitch. Do you think it's the formation? I don't know. It depends on the attackers again, but
it's not the formation.
Then
it's
again,
not the formation anymore because
Alex, the last 7 games we played a back 4 to create more chances, and
we did.
And Lewis, Ziyech is the only attacker showing up. The rest have been dog shit.
The thing is, for Ziyech, I'm just going to play a long game with Ziyech because okay, he's found his mojo in the back four, but the problem that some of us, like Lewis also maybe agree on this, like, can he do it consistently?
Oh shit, yeah, that's
What?
a big.
I
Can
don't
he do it
understand the question.
consistently?
I didn't understand the question.
Like,
He's
He's
asking-
only asking if
can-
we can
can-
do it consistently. But that's something that we have to
Yeah.
wait and see, right? Right now in this system, he seems to be someone who is functioning, and I wouldn't really attribute to the system as well, because even in the back three, a few months back, like in the preseason and all that time, he was actually playing in a back three, and he looked good before that shoulder injury that he had. So I don't think so. This is exactly got to 100% do with only this formation. Ziyech,
VJ,
talk
it's
about
a
Ziyech.
preseason. The game is slower. It's a preseason. The game is slower, which is suited Ziyech. The Ziyech problem was he was way too high up where he receives the ball with his back. He can't receive the ball with his back. He needs to find a position, which is actually the reason why Mount was playing there, because Mount can't hold the ball.
Yeah,
Mount can. So when Mount holds the ball, Ziyech is free.
yeah.
That's the key.
Mount goes into pockets that allow Ziyech to change direction
Yes,
and
Absolutely,
have
yeah.
time on the ball.
Yeah.
That's
Agreed.
that's what Mount does every game.
Oh, come on,
It's just the
Daniel,
players.
let's not-
It's the players around him. It's the
Yes,
players around him that
benefits.
are fucking they're incompetent to take advantage of it. They don't do it consistently. All right. That like Mount's off the ball work is the best in our entire squad. There is no one better off the ball than him. That's why he's been quoted as like Johan Cruyff, because off the ball, that is what allows your team to play the way your team does. It allows them to distract opposition players out of their positions. So Ziyech, for example, can go out, hold the ball, has a quick time to look, and he can pick his pass. And that's what Mount gives you when he's not got the ball. When he's got the ball, he delivers anyway. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, I agree. I
Go
agree with
ahead,
you on
Ross.
that part with Mason Mount. We've already spoken about his selflessness. Him and Ziyech were the only positive parts of that attack, and probably even the entire game, because like I was
I think
speaking to Alex
Kovacic-
of this as well. Am I the only one who thinks, bar like those two players, I don't think we saw any good performances around the pitch.
Kovacic.
Yeah,
Oh
I
yeah,
think
Kovacic as well. I'll give
in
Kovacic
this
credit.
particular game, I think, like I keep going on, yeah. I keep saying the same thing over and over again, all right? And it's like I'm starting to see on the timeline, especially and from the fan base, they finally seen the fucking light, yeah. That when Lukaku plays in our side, it's not about him just being on poor form. It's about what he offers to the team. It's about what he can give to this team. And he doesn't give anything to his team. He hinders our whole attack consistently. Every game he's played, he has hindered our attack. Every player in that game yesterday, do you know what their first thought was? Get in a position and cross it in. Because that's all they can do with him up front. He doesn't drop in deep.
No, but
He
we
doesn't
can't
have
even do that
movement.
because he don't jump.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. So they don't even make the cross in certain occasions.
And when
And
they
that's the
do,
problem.
Yesterday as well.
Sorry, Johnny.
Ziyech-
No.
Ziyech
I'm
did
saying.
this-
Let me finish. Yeah,
All right.
because they will, if they do make the cross, it either doesn't meet him or it does come to him and he doesn't do anything with it because he's so poor in the air. For a big guy up front, he should be great at headering the ball or at least connecting with the ball to make a goalie make a save. Yeah, he doesn't do that. So your players around him have got that in the back of their mind. On top of that, they know he's off form. On top of that, everyone's pissed with him still. On top of that, he doesn't show any fight or passion in the squad. So you put all these things together, when our players get in those positions, what do you expect them to do? If they don't make the cross, yeah, they have to go back and your attack starts all over again and the Plymouth side are back into their shell. And it's always the case against any opposition. When he plays, like you saw the difference when Kai Havertz came on. The difference, what he did, how he pressed, how he was aggressive. You know, he showed shithousery. He got an assist. The guy's hardly played. He hasn't played for 7 games.
That's what I was saying. Even Timo Werner, the amount of minutes Timo Werner was on the pitch yesterday, he created. He missed him. He messed up, but he created and made the movement more than Lukaku did in the whole game.
And I agree,
That's the
Alex.
sad part.
Yeah, that's facts. And I will say this, yeah, all these clowns out there, especially journalists that are pushing this Lukaku, covering it, putting it under the carpet, trying to push the agendas with other players, yeah, all fucking nonsense. The bottom line is, yeah, this player, and I've said it from day one, I never wanted this player, all right? I backed him when we signed him. From the interview, I'm not backing him, and I stand by it, yeah? He doesn't deserve to be backed. Every performance he's put in does not warrant any Chelsea fan backing him or loving him. He hasn't done anything to earn our love. But all the larger accounts, all the ones that have been pushing this propaganda of Lukaku, do you know what? They're taking their fucking L's right now. They realise they've finally seen the light. I could see the light from the interview. I know he's not got the mental capability to dig himself out of this. He hasn't got it in him. He's not that player. Even Kepa's got more minerals mentally than this guy. Yeah? Kepa's been through it more than
that
this
is
guy.
actually facts. That's actually facts.
So when you look at that and you put it into context, yeah, and Kepa's 85 million, he's our record signing goalkeeper. He's on high wages. He's on an 8-year contract. Has he ever come out and moaned?
Nope.
Not once, bruv.
No, Lampard benched this guy numerous times in 90
and Lewis, on top of that, yeah, when he made the mistake in the Carabao Cup, instantly he apologised, bruv. Instantly.
No, even then, like I never thought, like, because he came out and confirmed it as well, but I never thought it was him actually ignoring the manager's instructions. He said he was time wasting and it got viewed the wrong way, like he was actually injured, and it was just a miscommunication between him and Sarri.
What I'm trying, yeah, there is that, yeah, and I think he's one of those players. He knew if he went to penalties, he could say, you see how confident he's in penalties. He knows that's his strong suit, yeah, and I love that about Kepa, and I think we've got a very special goalie. I always thought he was a talented goalkeeper, but when you lose confidence, especially as a goalie or
Professor,
a defender,
DM me.
Anywhere, any position, you lose confidence. It's very hard to gain, but so easy to lose. And when you do lose it, it's bloody hard. And he is obviously gaining confidence, so respect him. But aside from Kepa, I'm just using that as an example, all right, where Lukaku has this arrogance about him, okay, where he's used to being the big man, I'm the most important player, and he's not. All right, we have players in our squad that are world class, that have won Champions League, that have won Europa Leagues, that have won titles. They know what it takes. This guy has only won a Serie A in his whole career, bruv. Yeah, and a Euro. I don't even think he won the Europa League. He wasn't even with United when they won the Europa League. So my point is, he's got an awful lot of arrogance for being so poor, all right? His attitude
I don't think he's won a final.
He hasn't won a final. Yeah, you're right. He's even poor for Belgium, bro. At the end of the day, yeah, I've said it from day one. This guy, this player, will never, ever be able to play the way Tuchel plays. And I said it 10 months, 11 months before we were even looking to sign him. When we were looking to sign him, everyone's giving me all this bangers and mash waffle that this fella's touch is amazing. It's got so much better. Bruv, you can't improve your touch. You're born with that touch as a kid, as a footballer. All right? And it's clear as day, this guy's touch is he's got cement in his boots. He carries cement. The guy runs around like
cementals.
Cementals, bruv, but in a negative way, bruv, not even positive, bruv. And this guy, runs around the pitch.
Johnny, his first touch was almost assist for Kovacic yesterday.
Right,
when he hit the post.
So imagine this guy. You talk about all these memes going around with him in jeans and Tim's, bruv. This guy's in a straitjacket, bruv. This guy is literally in a straitjacket with the high vis on, so everyone can fucking see his fat lump, yeah. And he doesn't move, bruv. He doesn't offer our team. So when I try and explain to everyone, all these players around him have to work twice as hard, all right, with their input, their pressing, their work rate, everything. They have to bring the minerals twice as hard just to accommodate this fella up front. And I'm sorry, now is the time. Gaffer has proved and exposed this guy for 8 games, and he scored 1 goal against Chesterfield. And let's have it right. We are playing Plymouth yesterday. Plymouth FC, yeah? This is no Premiership side.
The
This is
League
not
One
even a
side.
European. It's not even a League One side. Aren't they League 2 or something?
Nah, League One.
They're League One, yeah, League One side. And this guy
Liverpool
is
got
getting
to be
bodied
Liverpool
all
side.
over the gaff, yeah. All I want to say is this: the people that are now seeing the light, yeah. I think you should have done
use
it.
the ones you have. Use the ones you
I-
have. I don't
I
have any
think,
further.
I think they should have. I think they should have done it a lot earlier.
it's
But do you know
possible.
what? Yeah, and I'll
Otherwise,
tell
don't
you.
worry about
I'll tell you why this is because
Hey, look,
it's
hurry
on a
up, man.
fucking. It's on a fucking
your
hairline right
WhatsApp.
now. It's on a hairline now, right now, with the journalists having to protect this fucking geezer for the board and financially to protect the assets. It's on a
fair enough.
thin line for Tuchel after playing him all these games to say to the board, if I keep playing this fella, I'm going to struggle. I'm winning games, don't get me wrong, and I've drawn and lost some games, but I've won majority of these games, but just about won them. And we just about won against Plymouth. Credit to Plymouth, don't get me wrong. It's an FA Cup
It's in
side.
spite of Lukaku, if we're being honest. It's not
Yeah.
because of him.
Listen. What you got to understand, and what I stress to everyone is when you hold on, Alex.
Just use
Bruv,
them. No,
Alex,
hold
1
on a second.
second, bruv. I'm talking, yeah. You can have your little chat after. I'm saying this, yeah. When you affect the team spirit, bruv, of a squad, and Lukaku has done that to the highest level, the highest degree. That is so hard to rebuild. Players have not forgiven him. It's clear as day. When I watch Chelsea, I get depressed watching us right now when he's in that team. I generally get worried. I don't know what team, how we're going to play. I have to rely on Mason Mount even more than I rely on him. I have to rely on Ziyech, who's never been consistent for us, who's got a little bit of form. I feel sorry for Callum, who having this guy up front.
This is the one other thing I'll say.
Hold on, Lewis. All he can do is
Lukaku's
run
been
down the wing
horrific
and
in
cross it,
everything.
bro.
Our whole
That's all he can do.
attack has been.
Yeah, but Lewis,
Oh,
you've got to
Ziyech
understand
and Mount.
why.
No one's strong
You've
form
got
recently.
to understand why our attack is like that. That's my point. The attack is like that because of Lukaku. That's what I'm explaining.
I'll be honest, he's too static. He's way too static. He slows the game down too much, man.
But
I agree with you on that.
Hold on. No,
but
go. Hold on a second. So, hold on a second. When we defending Timo Werner, they call us Movement FC. But now, when you have a statue over there that doesn't move,
Timo, did you see it, bro?
you see what I'm saying? So, come on.
Movement is the key.
Rather have
Hold on,
exactly.
movement is the key attribute. When you play football, when you're taught as a kid to play football, what are you taught, bro?
Yeah,
you're taught pass and move, yeah?
I agree with
pass
you.
and move, bro.
Timo Werner have a confidence issue, but not finishing. Lukaku have confidence issue that he created,
Look,
but
Alex,
he is not even trying it.
This guy is so dead deep in the cement, bruv. He ain't getting out. I'm telling you now, he's not getting out of this. We are in deep shit. All right. The board. Hold on, Liz. I'm saying this. The board. I'm telling you now, right? From what Simon Johnson and all these arseholes that report, all this horrible shit, negative vibes, is that Tuchel has to make Lukaku work. The board will not accept that they've made a mistake. They will not do it. They don't want to be seen as embarrassed. And it's a very big hit to take. It's a very big hit. And the problem is, I don't think there is a club out there that would want to buy him. I don't even think they would pay more than 50 million for him. They're not going to pay his wages. So Tuchel is forced now to have to make it work.
Ronnie, I think
and that is a problem.
Yeah.
That is a problem. It's a serious problem. And the squad don't want him in the side, mate. They don't want him anywhere near in the side. It's clear as day.
If we had the Armando Broja in that country, I think it would be way better than Lukaku.
Armando Broja gives you movement, pressing, he can finish, he's hungry, he's young, he's energetic.
Can buy him too.
Listen, I hope he recovers from his injury as well.
They got stripes as well. That's like 50% to Inter Milan. Let's go.
Yeah,
big up Declared saying Tuchel. One sec. Big up Declared who says Tuchel can start by getting gnocchi on the menu.
Gnocchi, it's a food.
Oh, okay. I thought it was some player I didn't recognize. Dinishan also says Lukaku is getting fatter like the United version. I've heard this a few times, and this is just a gender, or are people actually starting to know?
He's overweight. He's overweight.
Why do you think I call him a pizza boy?
He's getting a bit fluffy
Lewis has been overweight since the interview, mate. He's been ever since he come back. When he was at West Ham, he was more overweight. Yeah, Then he played against Brighton, Man City. He's overweight. Bruv, you know what, yeah? This guy couldn't win a duel, not one duel with John Stone. John Stone's like a scaffolder, bruv, this guy. He had the minerals to deal with Lukaku. These guys yesterday had the minerals to deal with Lukaku. The guy's a dead man.
Johnny, are you working
finished.
Constructions or something?
Listen, I'm trying to explain to you, yeah, that this guy.
I already saw the light when we signed him. I don't need you to show me the light.
No, but there's a lot of people out there. Listen,
before.
Alex, there's a lot of people out there.
I never wanted Lukaku at the club.
Oh, don't be stupid, Lewis. You wind up, bro. You wind up. Listen, all I want to say is this, yeah. I want to say this, yeah. There's a lot of people talking nonsense that they think, right? They think by buying a Tchouameni, Declan Rice, they think by buying Koundé. Koundé is a great talent and he'll be great in the defense. But you can buy these players. But regardless of whether you buy these players, yeah, they will not be able to. Lukaku just will not fit the profile of Tuchel ball. He cannot play it. So Tuchel has to change his whole style. And Tuchel's not going to do that. Why the fuck should he when he won the Champions League with it? When he won titles after titles with PSG? Do you think Lukaku would play in PSG team? No fucking way. No chance. And Declan Rice, and the baller he is, and I want Declan Rice, me personally.
It depends who's coming as a manager.
Hold on, me personally, I would love Declan Rice. I think he's an absolute Rolls Royce player, right? But at the end of the day, can you see Tuchel buying a Declan Rice for PSG at that time? No, I don't see it. But apparently, the propaganda is that Tuchel loves Rice. And if that is the case, they will go out and try and get him. And I'm all for it. Whatever the gaffer wants, whatever player he wants, I'm happy for him to take. I'm happy to back any player. I couldn't give a shit if he bought Danny Ings or Ollie Watkins up front. I will back him for it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Ollie Watkins.
I think people misunderstand Tuchel again. Like people keep saying Tuchel, the difference between Tuchel and other managers that we had and aboard. The reason why I think aboard likes him is because Tuchel never says the name.
Yeah, he's a yes man. He's a yes man.
No. He's saying saying the things that he wants, not the player. He said, "I need the player that can finish it, that can that."
Alex, I'll tell you why they love Tuchel. Shall I tell you why they love Tuchel? Because any other manager, when that Lukaku situation came up, if that was a Conte or Mourinho or an Ancelotti, you think they're going to react like that? There is no way in hell. Yeah, they would have gone to the board. It would have caused friction with the board. Tuchel didn't do that. Tuchel's a very intelligent gaffer. He's very intelligent. He handled it perfectly. And he won trust and love from the board. And that now allows him to take the next step. But don't tell me for 1 second that you all believe that Tuchel's going to be back 100%. You're a long way from Starbucks, mate.
Here's the thing, Johnny. I keep repeating and I'll repeat you again. Tuchel is not... he's not the name player. He doesn't ask for specific players. He asks for position he needs to improve. That's the difference.
You're telling me, you're going to tell me that a manager, all right, an elite manager, and you're going to look at all the previous elite managers, Pep Guardiola, you're going to look at Alex Ferguson. Are you telling me they're just going to go to the board and say, yeah, get me this profile player? Don't be so stupid. Don't be stupid, bro. He knows what players he wants. You don't think he's watching other football. He's watching players. He's going, I like this player. I can use this player. That's what a manager backing is. He's the manager going to the board saying, this is what I want.
Johnny,
come on, man. Let's not
I can say the name.
Tuchel didn't ask for specifics, though, because he said he would have been happy to go into this season with the same team as last season.
Do you know how that came about? That came about from me clipping that Liam Townie. And I got a lot of shit for that.
No, but that's what happened, didn't it?
Johnny,
listen, he wanted the right wing back.
He wanted what Tuchel say, and you selectively ignore what Tuchel say.
It's not selective. It's not selective because none of you can tell me that Tuchel doesn't name any players. You cannot tell me that Tuchel doesn't name players, bruv.
He doesn't subliminally.
I can tell you because he said that.
No,
he said that.
He did say that.
Yeah, did he say that? Yeah. So he's going in blind with players, is he? He's just saying, get me a DM, get me a centre attacking midfielder, get me a striker.
Saying what you want to hear from Tuchel,
Alex,
and you select.
Don't be stupid, man.
Behind the scenes,
you call me fucking stupid again, man.
Yeah, you're being stupid. You're being naive. You are.
You're being very naive. You gotta be
Johnny. Let's chill. We're
I'm not digging at him. I'm saying he's been naive, bruv.
I'm not even saying
a manager in a job
that can be misconstrued.
Bruv, do you not think when you go for a job, bruv, when you go for a job and they got a line of recruits, potential recruits, and he's not going to interview anyone and see what they're like, or the board's going to interview and say, here's 2. Do you not think he's going to ask and analyse those players?
Definitely.
Don't be stupid, man. Of course he is.
On the media, he's only going to say what he's allowed to say. After that, when he goes behind with the board and he's speaking to the people behind the scenes, he's really saying who he really wants. And let's be honest, those people...
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like if
You're saying he doesn't. You're saying he doesn't tell the ball what
Johnny, let Alex speak. Go on, Alex.
When he's saying, for example, from season to this season, when he came to board, he's like, look, this is a problem last season. We couldn't finish it. We need somebody finisher. He didn't say for specific Lukaku, right? So based on what you just said, based on the way you think, Lukaku is Tuchel's signing because we signed Lukaku.
Do you not think that the names got spoken? Do you not think the names were spoken, brother? Are you really that naive?
Johnny, let him land.
Are you that naive, fella? Seriously.
Johnny, let him land. Go on, Alex.
Based on what you said, how
I know what I said, bruv.
Oh, yeah.
I know what I said, bruv.
Let him land, bruv.
Because he's making a stupid point.
One step. Alex, go on, please.
Look, you just said if I think that Tuchel does not calls names to sign, that means that I'm stupid. So let me finish, and I'll say it again. From last season, when Tuchel came in the summer, he said we need the finisher. So based on what you said, and we signed Lukaku, that means that Tuchel went and asked for Lukaku. That's it.
I think you got given.
When he says, hold on a minute, when he says, I want a striker, do you not think that the board has spoken to him and listed out some names, bruv?
Yeah, Lukaku,
that's what I'm saying.
I'm not sure the third name.
So how do you know? How do you know specifically? How do you know specifically that he didn't say I like these 3 players? How do you not know that?
What?
What do you mean? You don't know that.
But Lukaku was one of the names on that list.
This is what I'm saying, that you selectively takes what Tuchel says and selectively ignore
it's common sense, geezer. If you're a manager, and you're a manager of a team, do you not think you look at players that you like?
I'm not arguing with you because it's
there's nothing to argue here. It's a stupid statement.
What you think that Tuchel does, it's your opinion. What you think Tuchel does not. You like I said, it's your opinion what Tuchel is and what Tuchel isn't. It's your opinion.
Johnny, let him finish, bro. You gotta let people finish their sentence.
Yeah, I know, but this is a ridiculous point. It's just,
bro. Even if you agree or disagree with the point, you gotta let the point land before you respond.
It's just time wasting,
basic debating.
It's not really a debate. That's the thing. It's not even a debate. There's no debate about it. You're telling me a manager. You're telling me Tuchel's going in.
We've seen this go round for the last 2 months.
You're telling me Tuchel's going in there blindfolded. Just get me a striker. And he doesn't have any
going blindfolded.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't be stupid.
Can
I silly, bruv. The guy didn't even say that. The journalist said that he spoke to the board,
No one's saying he just walked in and just said, hey, just give me a striker, man. I don't care if it's Chris Wood. I don't care if it's Luis Suarez or whatever. No one's saying.
This is very frustrating, bruv. Can I just finish, Right. The journalist said this.
You'll never get your girlfriend pregnant the way you try to finish, man.
Listen, there's no need for that nonsense, bruv. Yeah?
Bro, you've been talking for over 20 minutes. Let somebody else talk.
Yeah. Well, if you don't like it, jog on, mate. All right.
Hey, you can jog off.
Wait. Pause. Because actually, I haven't heard from Bleeding Blue, so I do want to hear what he has to say on this topic.
Well, I can't finish my point, Lewis. I just want to
finish my point. You've been finished for 20 minutes.
Like, we've been going back and forth. I've got to let other people speak as well.
Well, listen, you know what the journalist said, and he said that he spoke to the board, and he said, I'm happy going into the season. He never requested Lukaku. The board brought Lukaku up.
But he said he was happy with Lukaku.
Yeah, of course. He's got no fucking choice.
You got to protect him.
Johnny. So how difference between him and Metla? Why do you don't agree with what Metla said, but you agree with that journal?
I don't agree with him, bruv. I never agree with them. Because they disagreed. I said it's a board signing. They disagreed. It's a clear.
But you just made the point based on the journalist, right?
It's a board signing, mate.
He believes one journalist when he said,
man.
and he doesn't believe another journalist. That's
what I don't believe any journalist, but all I know is, and you can go back 10 months ago when Monster asked me, Chelsea want to sign it. No, I said the board want to sign Lukaku. 10 months ago. I know my shit. I know ball. You lot are just deluded, man. You're naive. You're very, very, very naive, man. And the sooner you wake up and realise that the board dictate everything, all right, and they call the shots, the better off you'll be for it. Now we can move on now.
I don't think anyone's saying the board hasn't. I think we all know the board.
What do you expect Tuchel to say, bruv? And the journalist is going to say no. Tuchel said no to Lukaku. Do you think they're going to say that? Of course not. So
no, but don't you think that's why Tuchel's more willing to work with whatever they give him because he's aware of that.
He's got no choice, bruv. He's a yes man.
But there's a difference between the way he handles it compared to a way that Jose Mourinho handles it. Like use Mourinho and the Shevchenko situation, for example. He was happy with Shevchenko. It created issues between him and Roman, which eventually led with him being sacked.
But
this one, Tuchel is handling it differently. He said he's happy with the transfer and he's going to try and make it work. And he has been trying to make it work. It's been Lukaku that hasn't been working.
Oh man, honestly, if you really think that the journalists are going to prop that Tuchel didn't really want Lukaku, you're out of your mind. That's the first thing. The second thing is this is why the board love Tuchel, because they know that he's not going to cause up a stink. He's got experience with PSG.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And that is the relationship, bruv. That is it. So if the board,
can I say something?
I want to say something.
I think he go on. Bleeding Blue, then Sportswire, because we're meant to hear from you first.
Thank you. Oh my God, I've been on here for 20 minutes. I've not said a word. Okay. First of all, what I saw yesterday was an absolute disgrace from Lukaku. I'm telling you right now. You remember that chance he missed? I'm telling you right now. Havertz, Giroud, and even though I slandered Tammy to no end, Tammy would have put that away. This man is so lazy that he makes me look fit. It's impressive, actually. That's one thing. Number two. Big up Kappa. That is a remontada story right there.
Big up Kappa.
Big up Mason and big up Hakeem and Kova.
Sarchu.
Yeah, Sar gave away a pen, but he did play.
Give Sar some chance. I think Sar a little bit. Yeah, he's doing his thing right now. He's getting he's getting a feel, and he's doing his thing right now. Honestly.
And Aspie, of course, Big Dave. That's my boy right there.
He showed the captain armband there where he took Lukaku's spot and told him, this is how you finish, bro. This is how you be technical. The technical ability wasn't there for Lukaku, man. He's just very blocky. He's very choppy. The whole team is like a wave. Everyone's waving, moving in and out, interchanging. The ball comes to Lukaku. It's like there's a dam in front. It's just blocked. Now we've got a tailor around him, which is kind of blocking. And Ziyech stepping up a level now, let's be honest.
Yeah.
We're not on Ziyech's wave level. If you see what Ziyech is doing with the balls he's putting in the box and how he's creating chances for people, the people aren't on the other end. If you put someone on the other end of them chances, goals galore all week. He's doing his thing, man. We're being harsh, but Lukaku,
he's dead food.
All eyes on him. That's all I can say.
Lewis, you got blood in your hands, by the way. All summer I was hearing Lukaku for Premier League experience. That's that one. This was on This is bad.
It's clear as easy like that as well. It's clear as day now.
No, that was not.
I don't recall any previous comments personally.
Bring the clip.
Johnny probably has about 10 clips, so he'll be the one mudding me on that. Yeah, I'll be real. We did drink the Lukaku Kool-Aid a bit too much. I will say it's still not over yet, but like this fucker don't even look like he's invested.
Bro,
like, I've been giving him chance after chance, but since we switched to 4 at the back, we have made everything suit him, and he has not been producing. Tottenham, he had numerous chances. Even in the case of the game yesterday, like, fact is, we played the ball to him numerous times, and he wasn't moving. If anything, he stifled our attack because of that, because we were struggling to find him. Because he was literally standing there and making it easy for them to mark him. And it's League One defenders. It's like it's either a lack of effort from you or your ability just ain't what we thought it was.
You've got to remember as well, right? When he does his decision making, a second or half a second too late, gets in line and sorts out the defense before, and then the ball's too late. The chance is gone. So if he was just as quick on the same wavelength with the other players, we'd be getting better chances or even goals, more goals in fact. But once he gets the ball, the attack slows down. Everyone's standing still, trying to find another position because the first in this position is gone. That chance to be in that position is gone.
The one thing that pissed me off more than anything yesterday was Chelsea did the unreleased footage from the angle of the other goalkeeper. When Kepa saved the pen,
Kepa save.
Yeah, when Kepa saved that pen, you could see this man. He just didn't care.
I've seen that, but I think that people are looking a bit too deep into that.
Listen, don't read into all that stuff, bruv. Don't read into it. Yeah, his performances on the pitch is what you look at.
Let me say,
I did.
Last one, yeah, is the fact that I think he's come in on a senior vibe, like, you know, I'm one of the older men here. I've been in Chelsea before, like he's trying to come on that vibe, but he ain't earned that spot, and he's not got that spot.
For help.
Well, he's lost that since the documentary. He's lost all respect from every teammate.
Yeah.
See,
I don't know where he's coming with any seniority. Because like fucking 17-year-old Tino Angerin was in the squad when he joined, and he's got more Champions League medals than he does.
Bro, it's not that. It's because of the age he is.
22 years old. He's won more trophies than he has. Fucking Tammy Abraham more trophies. More trophies.
Well.
You're not coming in with any seniority. There's no experience. You haven't won a final yet. Win a final, and then maybe we can talk about.
Why did you not all prop this guy? Why did you
prop him? With a massive name on your head that you don't turn up in big games.
Why did everyone want this guy? I want to know. I want to know why all you lot wanted this guy.
Because we needed a finisher, and he was one of the best strikers. He was one of the best strikers in the world last season.
I told you lot what player this guy is. He's a counter-attacking player. I told you ain't got a touch. I told you can't play possession football, and you still wanted him because you thought that we were going to create chances around him, and he's going to just pop it in the net. It don't work like that. We can't play the way we play.
One other thing I will say as well. We do still need better creativity in the side. Like that's still not going to be understated.
We were more creative last season than we are this season. We were more creative.
Yeah, last season we created more chances as well. But he came in saying he was multi-dimensional, and that's where he was just chatting shit.
He can tell us he's the Pope's son, bruv, and everyone's going to believe it. Yeah, let's be real about it. This guy sold us a fairy tale dream. Yeah. That he's some elite finished flipping Benzema, Lewandowski striker, that he should be in the world-class.
Here's the thing.
This guy's world-class shit.
If it wasn't because of the press conference, I think a lot of people would give him more time to adapt into Tuchel's system. But the problem is, he did the press conference. And even then, we got to be real about it. The guy came back from injury and dropped 2 man of the match performance. He was looking like he was starting to adapt.
Yeah. And it's a shame for him. But do you think someone put a gun to his head to say, you got to do that interview with Sky Italia?
No one's trying to defend the interview. He did that to himself, and his confidence as a result of that is on him.
I'm telling you now, he's finished. This guy's finished, bruv.
No, he's not.
The guy couldn't even play against Chesterfield.
No. He's finished at Chelsea. I agree. He's finished at Chelsea.
At Chelsea,
he's gonna prove us wrong, but he's gonna prove us wrong in different league.
But even the Chelsea
he can
fans,
still try and turn it around. It's just he doesn't look like he's got his head in the game anymore.
Lewis, the Chelsea fans that go to the games, that even I'm seeing them tweet out, bruv. It's bad now. It's bad.
Yes, because he isn't trying to turn things around himself.
Listen, the Pepper's got to stop playing this rule. He's got to stop it now.
I agree on that. But then you look at the rest of our attack. You put someone else in, you're still going to have problems.
Kai Havertz is absolutely
we put Kai Havertz off on the bench and he was poor.
No, he wasn't. He assisted when he was better. He was miles better than Lukaku, Lewis. Miles better. Come on. Are you joking? The guy hasn't played for 7 games.
Havertz was poor yesterday.
Lewis, he hasn't had any games run up to this for 7 games.
And he's been poor all season.
No, he hasn't, bruv.
Yes, he has.
No, he hasn't. He's a baller. He's a baller.
He's a baller in terms of ability. In terms of form this season, he has barely turned up.
How are you supposed to get the minerals out of him if you don't fucking play the guy?
Well, that's what our plan was meant to be with Lukaku, and we've played him more in his performance.
We're going to have all these golden minerals, generational minerals on the bench, bruv, and we've got this lump of shit playing every game. I'm
actually worried about the Club World Cup because of Lukaku.
So am I, you know. No, not because of him, because of our attack.
God forbid that he takes a penalty. God forbid.
God forbid he plays in a final with his final.
He doesn't deserve to play. He doesn't deserve it. And if Tuchel's not there,
that we have
if Tuchel's not there, mate, honestly.
And when the things,
Bro,
and
these random teams are going to tear us a new one with how good they can play. Bro, I'm so scared. This is the one time we can actually do this, and we're not going to do it.
Bro,
all you
Lukaku
Lukaku stands, you're all a bunch of fucking clowns. Let's have it right. You're all in the mud, and you're trying to get out of the mud, and you'll never get out of the mud with this guy. This guy has never been Chelsea level.
Remember Torres in the Club World Cup final? That's what I'm worried about, because we have the same Deadwood striker then and now.
You're damn frauds.
Always strikers, man.
Can I say something?
It's not just about that. It's the way we play. Yeah, you could have a shit Ollie Watkins, bruv, and we'll still fucking play better. Do you know what I'm saying? This guy is so bad for our attack. He's so bad for our midfield. He affects everything, right? Everything. And you lot are still trying to fucking blame it on other players. I don't understand it, bruv. Last season, we weren't playing like this. We've fallen off a cliff. Where's Tuchel Ball? Tuchel Ball's in a coffin out in the fucking ocean, bruv. Yeah?
We've taken one step forward. No.
Two steps back.
100 million steps back. 100 million steps back.
Lukaku took us backwards, boy. Let's be honest. We're going to have to pay for this for maybe a year.
I'm tired of hearing this agenda with Lukaku that his touch is so much better and he's lacking confidence. Absolute waffle. Bangers and mash waffle. This guy is never Chelsea level ever in his life. Has he been Chelsea or Premiership level? He's not even Premier League level. You can say he scored goals in the Premier League, but he scored goals against all the weaker sides, bruv. All the weaker sides. This guy has never turned up against a big side ever.
I know, but like we're overreacting if we say he's not Premier League level, because that's just
he's never turned up. You can stat pad
against all the over 100 Premier League goals.
I don't care what have they mounted to, Lewis. They've amounted to fuck all.
Like, you can't say he's not Premier League quality as a result of that. Go on, Alex.
He can't play Chelsea level. He's below that. He's a West Ham level, mate.
Fair enough,
Lewis. That's when I'm gonna call you out, Lewis. When was he Premier League level? Please tell me.
When he was at West Brom, at Everton, even when he was at United, he was still getting goals.
United, he was terrible.
Johnny, for fuck's sake.
He was terrible at United, bruv.
Johnny, let Alex talk.
Lewis, you proved me right. He is a Premier League level. West Brom or Everton. That's his level.
No, I actually agree with you on that.
Right.
No, I agree with you on that.
No.
But the point still stands. You can't say he's not Premier League level. Are you saying he's not at a standard to be at the top club in the Premier League?
Lewis, he's not top four. He's not
That's
top
what
four.
we mean when we say Premier League level. That's the Premier League
Well,
level.
what
If you're
level
talking
are we,
elite
bruv?
Premier League level,
Yeah.
fair
What
enough.
level are we?
Because I do agree
The
with you.
highest
He's
you can
looking
be-
like one of those strikers that you need to play in a counter-attacking
Well,
side. We can't do that.
So we've all seen the light. Has everyone seen the light?
What's his
West
name?
Ham.
What's his Norwich forward? What's his name?
Timo Pukki.
Pookie.
Timo Pukki. Well, Pukki is a Premier League level striker. Same as Lukaku.
He didn't. No, but he hasn't bagged the same numbers Lukaku has, though. Like that, there's got to be a bit of a level.
Lewis, look at what his goals are.
Can I say something?
He didn't win anything.
Well,
Yeah,
go on,
for-
Sportswire. We haven't heard from
teams.
Sportswire. Johnny, we haven't heard from Sportswire once in this. So go on, bro.
All right. So just one thing that I wanted to talk about. First of all, when people talk and if they're stuttering, just in case like Alex or me do that, it's because we don't have English as a first language, so we kind of adapt to it. It doesn't mean that we don't have an argument to do. It basically is that we don't.
Well, it means you're thinking about what you're saying, doesn't it? That's what it means.
Yeah. Basically, that's because we have to translate into our language, right? So that's one thing that I just wanted to call out before we even start talking, right? That's one thing. Okay. And the second thing about this Thomas Tuchel, and people calling Thomas Tuchel as like Declan Rice is someone that Thomas Tuchel prefers and all of this, right? I personally think, this is my opinion, I personally think that is probably the difference between having probably having a coach and a manager. For me, a coach is someone who can work with players no matter what the board provides them. And the manager would be having more of these managerial decision in getting these players into it. When I say this, let me complete the point. When I say this, it's not just that the coach completely is inactive on the player selections. This is how I put it, right? If Thomas Tuchel asks for four particular positions, I personally think he's going to probably have 3 or 4 options that he would want to list out to the board.
Exactly.
Or the board would probably list out to them. And then based on that, based on the availability of the players, based on the financial implications around it, they'll probably go for, finalizing one player. That's how it would probably happen. So I'm not sure if Thomas Tuchel would come out and say, you know what, I want Declan Rice, but rather it would be that I want a defensive midfielder with so and so capabilities, and these are the three options that I'd be looking at.
Yeah, but
he
you
would
come out and
list the
say,
names, mate. He would list the
he
names.
goes on, he'll come and say,
That's exactly. He
love
could
these
say,
players.
"I want the player Declan Rice profile. I want the player this profile."
Well, that's Rice then, isn't it? That's what he's saying. I want Rice.
No, it's Tuchemani too. It's other players too.
Yeah, so you can bring up too many, bruv. It's very simple to say the name of a player, mate. If you're a manager and you're expecting your club to invest millions, do you know what I mean?
Bear in mind,
the thing is,
in the world of the press, it's quite disrespectful to come and say, "I want this player" when he's already playing for a club under a contract. All you can say at most is,
"No, this is behind the scenes.
I like the way he plays."
And the thing is, whenever this happens, like I want a player, it just basically adds pressure to the club. And I think Thomas Tuchel has worked out very well in this situation where he doesn't actually name a player, but then gives the choice for the board to go and pick up. And that's where I think he is being very, soft with the board.
You lot are very, very knowledgeable about how the board works and the manager works. You know what Tuchel thinks. All I know is the board make decisions, mate.
Exactly, Johnny. This is the thing, right? I even probably should have sent. I should probably have gone to.
He's not getting back, is he? That's the point.
No. I probably should have gone for a disclaimer here. The thing is, you as well as me, right? We talk about the board or the club or the coach in terms of pure speculation, because we as fans are looking at information that is available to us, the data that is available to us from a perspective of, journalists and all of these outside sources, and we don't know which is true, which is false, right?
Do you know what, Do you know what?
Let him finish. Johnny, let him finish. Go on.
And that is where I think it is probably better to have multiple opinions, and I think people will have multiple opinions because the sources that these information come from is also very widespread, and there is a good possibility that people may take each and every point in a different way. And I think it's completely fair. I know you have an argument to the way that the board is run. I have a different argument to the way that the board is run, and Alex might have one as well. And I'm not here to say any one of these arguments is wrong, because all three of them actually discuss in terms of pure speculation, because we actually don't know what is actually happening.
Listen. My point is, the problem we have is that we do not have footballing directors. We don't have, apart from Czech, we haven't got anyone there that has any clue about profile players or what to buy. Lukaku. Anyone with a fucking brain cell of football knowledge, can tell you, if you look at the way Tuchel plays and you look at that player, they don't mix. It's chalk and cheese, all right? But they went ahead and they bought that player, and that's the problem. And they've made a big mistake. Tuchel's exposed that mistake, and on top of that, he shitted on the whole club.
I think when after every press conference after every press conference that Tuchel has, we should have a Johnny interpretation of that press conference. So we will know what Tuchel means.
Because I've been right for God knows how long before you even.
Yeah, no. I know. You're 100% right. I'm just agreeing with you.
Yeah, I was at the fucking game yesterday, mate.
I just need the interpretation.
And one more point, right? With respect to what happened in the yesterday's game, I seriously think that this interview actually has some repercussion in the way that the players are playing, because Havertz did not want to pass the ball to Lukaku. We could see that very clearly. Like, no one not just now. Yeah, and this is the problem. Like, Havertz can combine with Werner. We saw that already. Mount can combine with Ziyech, but no one can combine with Lukaku.
I was at the game, right? And they weren't even... every time Lukaku was talking to them, he spoke to Mason Mount. They didn't even fucking listen to him. They just walked past him like it was nothing. Like,
it's done for him.
And what he's got to say.
Exactly.
You don't understand what it's done to the dressing room, mate. You don't understand.
And we have multiple people.
He makes mistakes with shit passes, and then he tries to blame people for it instead of blaming
How
himself.
can you play that pass to Timo, bruv? Yeah, Rhino played that pass. How's Timo with all his pace going to get there?
Yeah,
you can't blame Timo Werner.
He had a go.
No one can blame Timo Werner for that.
No,
he was well off. And it was two in the middle. It should have been more to the right so he can run onto it and get to it before the defender that's coming on his left side. But no one talks about that. They just want to come at Timo Werner like he's the fucking problem. Let's have it right.
Guys,
I think a lot of the attacks are a problem, to be honest. Just Lukaku's the biggest one.
I agree. Can I say one thing? Speaking about the dressing room, right? I was watching Super Cup highlights earlier today because the Catholic said a penalty yesterday. Give me some good memories. Our team was so together so 1-1
Super Cup,
with each
for the
other.
Super Cup, yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like in that time space, the Champions League,
Can't
Super
let it
Cup,
go
and like a
before
couple
Cup.
games before then, and before the interview, we were together as one whole unit under Tommy Tuchel. It's gone.
Yeah, it wasn't there yesterday, was it?
No.
When he saved a penalty, it was only about 3 players that went up to him.
Even I think it was more, but still.
I think a few were trying to start a counter attack. To be honest, I did see Alonso just trying to make a run.
After saving a penalty?
Yeah, save a penalty, turn around, go on the counter attack.
Nah, you celebrate the keeper, bro. You celebrate.
No, what against Plymouth? The fuck that?
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
It does.
Made a great
we shouldn't have even been getting to the point where we need Kepa to
Lewis,
save
that
us a
save was
penalty.
massive, bruv, because we could have
Yes,
penalties.
yes, which only emphasizes how shit we were.
Yeah,
that
but
we're
he
celebrating
stopped
a penalty save in the 124th
that was a huge
minute.
save.
We shouldn't have even got to extra time.
Yeah, but I'm saying Kepa prevented that, so the players should celebrate with him. I'm not saying
Celebrate
like we won a cup,
game.
bruv. I'm not saying that. I know, but yeah, but
I just watched that
man,
clip, and
look,
I just watched that clip, and I actually think he crossed. Like
looking at Lukaku, like the one where people are looking at Lukaku, I think they're looking too deep.
I think it's too deep. I think he literally relieved that the save.
They're just nitpicking there. I mean, it's clear as day. His body language throughout the game is clear. That's what you got to look at when he's on the pitch.
And one more
throughout the game, you can speak on it, but in that one penalty situation, it's not that deep.
Because you don't know the personality of the geezer off the pitch. You don't know that. You don't know the guy.
Let Vijay finish his point, please.
And one more concern that I have with some of the fans in Chelsea fan base is that they actually ask for that sort of a support in Stamford Bridge for Romelu Lukaku. They're asking him to sing, they're asking people to sing in the Stamford Bridge. My question is, first of all, like if Timo Werner, even if he's on the bench, he's getting that stance and all that. Yeah, he's hitting that chance and all that. That is probably because he's earned that sort of a respect, and the fans are actually chanting his name because of the respect that he's earned. So if you want to have that sort of a support, you basically have to earn that respect.
You got to do the basics, VJ.
Yes, the basics.
You gotta try. You gotta try. That's why
you gotta try.
He doesn't though. He doesn't try. He doesn't show attitude. He doesn't lead by example. Even if he's made a mistake, he doesn't do any of that.
He doesn't.
And that is a problem because I think he's a very soft fella. I don't think he's mentally strong. I think he's struggling with the way his teammates are treating him. I don't
think he can mentally get over it.
If we basically want a striker who just protects the ball and then passes it or lays it off to another winger or something, I would have probably gone for Andy Carroll. Like Andy Carroll is fine for me. Like he's got that physical, physical.
Even Emil Heskey would have been better than this.
Exactly. These sort of things. Like I don't understand. First of all, most of the time, we as Chelsea fans, not just Chelsea fans, any football fans, basically, when there is a problem, we kind of relate to the financial value of that player, and it's quite natural because that's the amount we spent on that player. And I don't get the point why we actually should not be talking about Lukaku when he has had on the trot 8 bad games. I'm not someone who actually talked about Lukaku in the first game or the second game because I wanted to give that chance to him. Today, I'm not going to talk about Timo Werner or Kai Havertz in this game, in this context of this particular game at least, is probably because they just started after 1.5 months, expected to be a bit rusty.
Yeah.
3 or 4 games.
Bruv, I was like this after the 3rd, 4th game, mate. He should have been dropped. But let's have it right. If this guy wasn't 100 million, he was 50 million, 40 million, he would have been benched, bruv. He would have been benched.
Just before we go any further, I'm just going to read a few of the super chats. Daniel,
like that for 2 games,
one sec, Johnny. Daniel says, big up my guy Lewis, always Club World Cup coming home to Stamford Bridge up the Chelsea. Fucking hope so, but I have no confidence in this team right now. Dinishan saying, oh no, I've already read this one. Yeah. Declared says, a question I had in pre-season, why are we considering Lukaku when Tuchel wouldn't give time to Giroud and Tammy, who have similar characteristics as a striker? Tammy is similar to what... The Tammy situation is similar to what we're seeing with AC right now, where it's because of the contract dispute. He left because of there was a contract dispute. So that's a big reason for why he also got dropped from the team too. Giroud, I wanted to see stay. I never wanted to see Giroud leave, and it's a massive shame that we lost him. But
and also,
that was out of our hands.
I'm sick of people giving all this fucking celebrity respect to all these journalists. Yeah, Matt Law. Don't forget what Matt Law done with Rudiger, bruv. Don't forget what he done with Rudiger, bruv. Yeah. Don't ever forget what he did with Rudiger. Yeah. And that guy, what he done? He basically insinuated that he was bullying all our Cobham players, bruv.
I mean, from what I heard, I thought there was an element of truth to what was being said.
Nah, bruv. You really think he's bullying them, bruv? Nah,
no, not
man.
bullying. Not bullying. I think it's put way out of.
You can be aggressive in training, bruv. Yeah, you can be aggressive in training.
We've heard rumors of plenty of disputes between Rudiger and players over the last season. I do think that there might be an element of truth to it. It might have just been over. It might have just been over the top.
Was that under Lampard? Was it? I can't remember if it was under Lampard or Tuchel that this happened. I think it was Lampard.
I think there was one under Lampard, one under Tuchel, but I'm not too sure.
Yeah,
but I do think there's some truth to it. I just think like the media has just made it sound a lot worse than it is.
Oh no, it was Lampard right after the West Ham game, wasn't it?
Because there was a beef with Kepa, I think, that got put in the media. I think they had a fight.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? Because this is my point. It's the journalists that put out all this fucking negative shit out that everyone has to read because the players themselves don't speak out on this. Yeah, it's meant to be internal, but these frauds, these rats, to get clickbait, that's what they do. So I'm saying to them, stop worshipping these guys, man. Stop.
No one's saying worship, but like read between the lines, and there might be some truth in it.
Yeah, stop pushing Mount.
Everything they say is gospel. But just read between the lines and see what's there.
They don't do that. They treat
a lot of people just go straight with the clickbait article.
What about when Mount give eyes to
Hold on, Alex, yeah. Hold on, Alex, yeah. Don't land that nonsense, yeah. All right. The bottom line is, yeah, all these larger accounts, all these ones that have influence, yeah.
Leicester down 2-0.
Hold on, Alex, bruv. Hold on. They're in a circle, and that circle is with the journalists. So they'll fight tooth and nail to defend those journalists. They'll fight tooth and nail to stay in that circle because they want to go up the ladder, yeah. But let's have it right. They're all fool's gold, every single one of them. And you lot, you're their little minions, bro. Yeah. Stop buying into their crap. They're there to sell news. They're there to get credibility. That's what their whole career is based on. Their DNA is of a rat.
Leicester down to 0.
Leicester are 2-0 down. Fucking hell. I didn't think they were going to win, but I didn't think they'd get battered this early.
Who are they playing?
Forest.
Forest.
Yeah, that's a big derby match in the Midlands. So I'm not surprised they're all up for it, but fucking hell. Let me guess, Alex, are you watching the game?
Yeah.
One of them was a set piece?
No.
Oh, fuck. Both an open play. Right, they're really getting hammed.
I don't even care, bro. I don't even care about them, bro. What do we care about?
No, I didn't know the game was still going on now, though. 2 goals in 2 minutes. Mad. But yeah, we've spoken on Lukaku. Like, he weren't the only bad player in the squad, too.
All I'm saying is, ain't getting better, mate. So prepare for it to get worse, because that's the way it's going.
Whatever. Like the amount of waffle Johnny and Alex talk is like nonsense. The guy, Alex said, Lukaku is not like Premier League like top side player. Oh, listen, when did Havertz and Mason Mount won the Premier League?
We're going to win the Premier League.
Lukaku hasn't won the Premier League.
When has Lukaku won the Champions League, fella? When has he won the Champions League, Klasrev? When did Lukaku win the Champions League and Super Cup, fella?
Are you going to give all the credit to Mason Mount and Kai Havertz?
Well, he's pretty fucking good, wasn't he, mate?
No. You need to give, listen, Champions League credit goes to Jorginho, Rudiger, Thiago Silva, and Werner.
Yes,
have you put your clown mask on, Klasrev? Is that what it is?
You come on as a clown. Football is all about
make up is for me for AC, please. Everything you have, please make copy for me.
Oi, Lewis, I want to say something here on AC as well, actually.
Yes, please.
Go on AC, like because I was listening to a space.
Father, where's my one, bro?
With guys, stop having private conversations. We're on a stream here, bro. Yeah,
Johnny, go on,
Johnny, we don't care.
You don't care? Well, Lewis,
I don't care what you're saying.
I don't even care, to be honest. But Johnny, go on. What are you saying?
Yeah, so that Simon Johnson was on a space, yeah, with Carefree Youth, yeah, and he was saying that he can't say too much, but don't just think it's one-sided with Christensen, that he's the culprit here, because the way the media are portraying it, and it's ironic because he's the fucking media, the way the media are portraying it, yeah, is putting like a damper on Christensen, and it's sort of rubbing onto the fans. But all I say is, I don't think for 1 second that guy's gone. I think there is every chance that Christensen stays, bruv. So, like,
keep your prop going.
All
of a sudden, Rudiger asked for 240 now.
Yeah, I did want to say that as well. Like to Winter Surfer, I see you in the comment section as well. So Rudiger now has changed his stance in negotiations. Damn, if AC's a rat, I want to hear what you lot have to say.
Lewis?
I want Rudiger to sign as much as AC. If you lot are going to get at AC for changing his stance, I want the same fucking energy.
Do you know what, Lewis?
The same energy.
With Rudiger, Rudiger, listen, it's a two-way thing. AC's waiting to see what Rudiger gets. Rudiger's waiting to see what AC gets. And let's have it right. Last season, they were both pivotal to us winning the Champions League. Obviously, Thiago Silva, don't get me wrong. But they were both pivotal, yeah? And AC's performance in that final was fucking a masterclass, yeah? And at the end of the day, you've got players like Lukaku and Timo Werner on 300 plus or whatever a week, yeah? All right, Timo did perform last year, don't get me wrong. And I do rate Werner. I know he gets a lot of hate, yeah? But I think he offers us way more than that fucking lump up front in our side, all right? Other than goals. And Lukaku ain't even giving goals, yeah? So at the end of the day, he still doesn't warrant him being on 300 grand. But Rudiger and AC, they deserve to be on high wages. But he did say this. He said that Marina doesn't value defenders in the same light as attackers. So therefore, she is never going to be prepared to pay more than 200 grand for each of these defenders.
But that's not only. It's every club. It's every club plays more offensive.
All about that 400.
Well, if your defense stops you scoring goals, bruv, you've got every chance of winning games.
No, Johnny, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's every club will play better attractive because they bring more money.
Right. So when you sign players, you entice them by offering them high wages to get them to sign. That's a given. But when they're already your current players and you're renegotiating, Chelsea and Marina don't like to use that same tactic of keeping them because they feel like, well, if you really want to stay, then we're going to offer you this. If you don't like it, we'll sell you and we'll get someone else in, and they'll end up paying more wages anyway. They'll pay more wages anyway.
We're literally running a contract situation same as Bayern Munich. We do not offer extraordinary. I mean, we're not trying anymore. I promise you, we're not doing the same thing anymore with the high wages because this is why what's after Cho. This is another reason why I don't like Cho because he held the club in ransom and he got the biggest contract.
That's not
No, that was his fault.
I don't think it's his fault, mate.
He was going to ask for 120k a week at 18.
But he was being offered to go to Bayern Munich, given the number 10 shirt.
Yes,
at 18 years old.
yes.
No.
Yeah, that's a big move. That's a big move.
Right.
That's a massive move.
We should have let him go.
Well, Chelsea didn't want to let him go, so they paid him the 40 million in wages.
But no, Johnny, but
I know,
because
but the
of him.
difference between that and what Rudiger and AC want is they have at least played at that level.
Exactly.
But listen, my point is on Chodo.
That's why Tammy had the argument.
Yeah, I know. I get that. I understand that. I understand that. And that's right. Tammy did get his being a bonnet because of it. But my point is, the way Chelsea looked at it was, Cho is a very, very, very talented prospect, right?
3-0.
Now, even them signing him,
they missed it.
Lads, even him signing him on 120 grand a week, that equates to 40 million over the 4 or 5 year contract. They know if he doesn't perform, there'll still be clubs that will pay at least 40 million for him. So they're going to get their money back regardless. So why would you sell him to Bayern Munich at such a young age? See him ball out when he could ball out at your club.
Stand on something.
They were clever there. They were right there. Because Cho's a baller. Cho's a baller, mate. You're going to see with Cho. Cho's a baller.
Why are we talking about transfer? Why can't we talk about
120 grand a week is nothing.
Can we talk about yesterday?
He's a player, nothing.
What do you mean he's a player, nothing? What are you talking about?
He worth. I don't rate Cho before
Bayern
he got
Munich and
injured.
Dortmund will pay 40-50
Let
million
him
for him.
have it.
No, I don't want him to go there. I want him at Chelsea.
Well, buy him for your house.
Right now, I want Cho to go. Right now, I want Cho to go out on loan. I don't want him on loan. No. We've said for the longest, Cho needs an extended amount of game time in his natural position of left wing. We have done that, and he has not performed. He has to go out.
Well, how can he perform when he's not consistently played? And I
like Cho. But
How?
the fact is, he's not
Didn't
been
you
good
just
enough.
said that
He's
he
not been
played-
good enough.
Last season, he hardly played. Let's have it right.
Right,
He
and
hardly
this
played.
season he has.
He hasn't played that much.
Yes, he has.
No, he
He
hasn't.
has
He's
played
had
a lot
way
of
more
matches.
Yeah,
games than he has in the last 3
how many games has
seasons.
he played wing back? How many games?
This season.
He's played more positions in wing back than he has in the front three.
This
So
season.
how is that benefiting for us?
Are you
How is
saying
those
this season?
Yes, this season he's played more
let me
wing
check.
back.
I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check right now because I think he's played more in the wing positions than he has at wing back. Maybe at the start of the season it was different because I know he played wing back more then, but he's been played in the front positions a lot over the last 2 months, 2 to 3 months,
Because we've had
and
no
he
one
hasn't
else.
produced.
Because we've had no one else.
Right, but he's played in his natural position and he hasn't
look,
produced.
yeah, so it's a knock-on effect. It's not just Cho.
What do you mean
but
we
if-
don't have
if he's-
nobody
if
else?
he's
We
playing-
have Pulisic.
Knock-on
No, he was
effect.
injured. Pulisic was injured at the start of the season. He was injured.
No.
bruv.
Fact is, he's played that left wing in his natural position, and he hasn't looked
Yeah, but
comfortable.
Lewis,
he hasn't
you got to
taken
understand,
players
yeah?
on. Every game that we have dropped points in, he has missed a massive chance
Yeah,
in
but
it,
you're
and
missing
he
the
hasn't been good
point.
enough.
You're missing the point. It's a domino effect. If the team is not playing how we play, yeah, it's going to affect players that get put into that position and with that opportunity. And Cho's been affected by it.
Because they're going to be seeing
Johnny-
other players
Johnny-
dropping in that position, and they're going to think
Johnny, a
that it's
question
their
for you, Johnny.
opportunity
Bruv, we
to
were
take
playing
that spot.
Pulisic as a false 9 at Leicester, bruv.
We're not talking about
Johnny, a
Pulisic.
question
We're
for
talking
you.
about
I
Cho.
know, but I'm giving you an example. Players have been played out of position a lot
Right,
of the time.
but
because
Cho
of
over
injuries.
the
So
last
there's
2-3
context.
months
There is-
has not.
Yeah, but there's context to why Cho's performances have been like that.
Why?
Because he's
What's
not
the point?
learning.
Because he's not playing regular in his position.
He has played
constantly-
regularly
he's
over
He's
the last
constantly
few
playing with
months,
different
though.
players up front.
He's a
Constantly.
clown.
Johnny.
He's a clown.
Johnny, a question for
Who's
you.
a clown, bruv?
Johnny, a
You.
question for you.
Don't be fucking stupid, Alex, bruv.
Johnny,
I'll
a
put more
question.
sense than
You
you'll
Hey,
ever believe,
relax.
mate.
you said Cho did not have time in his favorite position. I said
No, he hasn't.
he is. Lewis said he is. So I don't care
Yeah,
what you
we'll
say,
get the
Johnny.
stats then. Get
I-
the stats.
Johnny, a question
Get
for
the
you,
stats.
Johnny. Johnny, a question for you.
I'm
No,
saying
please
there's
don't ask
context.
him. No,
I'm
no,
saying
no,
there's-
please
I'm
don't.
saying
Wait,
there's-
both you
I'm saying
stop.
there's
Both you
context,
stop.
bruv. There's context
One
to
sec,
his
Johnny,
performances.
one
But
sec.
you just ignore that.
Johnny, Sportswire, go for it.
The question is pretty simple, right? It's basically a two-part question. Minerals, try to answer me for both the questions, okay? The first one is, in the last couple of months, how many times do you think Cho has played out of the position? That's the first one. And the second one is, in yesterday's game, how many times do you think he should have covered the far post better in the first 45 minutes?
He should have done what?
He should have covered the far post better.
The far post.
Because most of the chances that ZH tried to cross in, once it passed Lukaku, he should have been in the position of the far
All
post
right. Well,
to
with
actually
that,
have
with,
finished
with
it.
that point, who's playing left wing back with him?
Yesterday there was no going back for him.
No, but who's
Esther-
playing on? Who's playing? So if you're going on yesterday's game, who's he got? He's playing a back four with a left back, isn't he?
Yeah, start.
Sar.
Yeah. So where's the support? If he bombs it forward like that and we lose the ball, we're completely exposed. Jorginho and Kovacic are exposed, so he can't do that. You have to understand the context.
But
And when
Johnny,
he
the
has
question
played-
is,
hold on. When he's played in the front three, all right, he's got Alonso as a left wing back, who we all know what he's like.
Johnny, the problem yesterday.
how can you blame Cho?
Did we play the freaking Premier League leaders, or we played the second thing? We can afford for him to go forward and be exposed a little bit in the middle. We can afford. It's League 2. It's
And
not
yesterday-
freaking Manchester City.
And yesterday,
Yeah,
what
Where's
happened?
the same energy for everyone else? Where's the same energy for everyone else?
Fraud.
Where is it? I'm no fraud, bruv. You're the fraud here, mate. You're a fraud here, mate. Don't be
Alonso
calling
came
me a
in
fraud, son.
to see. Alonso came in to improve Cho because Alonso is playing better offensively. I agree. Sar plays a little bit more defensive on the left side, but the problem was we got Alonso to come him forward to play with Cho because we tried to split between the right side and the left, so both
You
of
just
them
back
can
my
pressure
point.
it.
Oh,
You
you
just
had
back my
Werner.
point.
Werner
Just
was
back my
also
point.
there.
Shut
So
up.
he was
You
supporting.
just back my
The
point.
problem is, even
Thank
with
you, Alex.
Alonso,
Cheers,
he
mate.
did not improve.
Cheers, mate. You back my
Alex,
point.
Johnny is right, but like I like Cho. I'm
Who's
the
the fault
biggest
now?
Cho supporter.
Hello,
But
25
Are you saying? Are people saying
get
that
a player
Alonso
for
is not
one or
good
two
going
games.
forward?
I've seen Cho not
it's-
learning, And Pulisic, I saw Pulisic learning, like he was playing right winger back and he was learning. So since that day, I prefer Pulisic over Cho. I think Cho, we shouldn't be loaning Cho, but we should be selling him
Oh,
because
so
I think
you want another player who's unhappy all the time, yeah?
What do you mean by that?
You want another player that likes to get his dad and his agent and all these fuckers to come out in the press all the time to say every international break that he's not happy being played where he is or he's not being played enough. You want that in your dressing room?
What are you on about? Oh, I'm not like
Well, that's
point.
Pulisic for you, mate.
Pulisic, so what?
Well,
Like
that's a big
Mason
thing.
Mount
That's a
dad
big
is
factor,
always
mate.
talking on everywhere. So why can't Pulisic dad talk?
What's that?
Mason Mount dad is always on the streams and talking. Why can't
he's not.
Pulisic dad have an
No,
opinion?
he's not. No, he's not.
He is. Everybody knows it.
Yeah, he does interviews. He talks about Mount's how he started off as a kid and a footballer. He doesn't go into any shit stirring, bruv. Never.
Pulisic's dad
He's never
doesn't
done
do
that.
it.
No, his dad's never done that. Go and watch him on TalkSport. He talks about how proud he is of his son. He's not going there saying my son's unhappy. He's not playing in his position.
So what? It's not
So
Pulisic.
it's a completely different situation. Pulisic.
So you're going to
many
penalize Pulisic because his dad has an opinion.
No, I like Pulisic when he performs on the pitch, and he hasn't been doing
He
that.
does perform all the time more than
No, he
Havertz
doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Listen,
he
he
doesn't
gets
perform all the time.
it. If Pulisic was playing against Plymouth rather than Mason Mount, he would make more cut-ins.
Oh, right. So Mount didn't create all the chances and had the most successful key passes in our whole team. And
like
Pulisic is going to do that, is he?
And he couldn't
Pulisic
get
going to link up with Ziyech
defenders.
like that? Clasper, stop talking nonsense.
Yeah, but Johnny, you had Ziyech doing that job. Why was Mason Mount doing that
If you
job?
look at the stats, Mount's stats are better than Ziyech, bruv. What's your point?
About yesterday game? Are you talking about?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
He wasn't supposed to do what he did.
He had more key
Mount
passes
was
than
not
Ziyech.
supposed to be in the first half. What he was doing, he was not supposed to do it.
Ziyech didn't. So Mount
playing
against Plymouth was just playing within himself.
If
And that's just a
Mason Mount
standard
is playing
performance.
on
Everyone's going, Ziyech had a great game. He's playing against fucking
talk?
League One. He's playing against a League One side, bruv. Come on. Where's the levels here? Saying Ziyech has been great and all this.
Ziyech is much better crosser than Mason Mount.
Oh, he's a better crosser. So where is he for the last 2 seasons with all these great assists, bruv? Where are they? If he's so good.
He wasn't good
there,
in
was
the
he?
last
Exactly.
season.
He wasn't there. He wasn't there. And that's it.
What
That's
was
the bottom
Mason
line.
Mount? Where was Mason Mount?
Mason Mount's the highest chance creator. So, I mean, you're in the mud, son.
By corners.
There's no point talking about it.
Corner. Are you
It
talking
doesn't
about
matter
corner?
where it's from, bruv. How many goals do we score from corners? A lot.
Probably
Right? So what? We're going to discredit that assist because it's a corner. Who passed the fucking ball for him to header it in? It's a goal, no? If it leads to a goal, is that great? Is that not a valuable chance creation? You see what I'm saying? What am I talking to here?
Listen, I'm a huge Tuchel fan, but I don't understand this. Why Mason Mount and Jorginho are taking pens? Like Werner, Lukaku, Tammy, and Giroud. Listen, in last year Champions League, right? In Champions League and in Premier League, when Werner was taking pens and the Giroud and Tammy were taking pens, they were really very giving their 100%. Now Lukaku is a striker. He's not allowed to take pens. So he's like, oh, I don't give a shit. And Werner is doing the same thing now. Like,
So
I don't
are
give
you
a shit.
saying
Why
just
should I
because
win pens for Mason Mount and Jorginho? Like, Harry Kane, Alan Shearer, and all these guys, top scorer, and 30 to 50% of goals are like pens. Give Lukaku and Werner pens.
Clasher.
Why?
So are you
They'll
saying,
miss him.
So they can win the pens. So they can win the pens.
They're not penalty takers, bruv. We saw Lukaku in our Super Cup. He ain't a penalty taker, is he? Forget Lukaku taking penalties, mate. Ain't happening.
Lukaku, listen, if Lukaku takes pens, he's going to win the penalties. He's going to be more in the box.
He ain't
right
won
now,
shit, bruv.
Lukaku and Werner are not given a chance to take pens.
Fuck's sake, my bad. Sorry, guys.
Bruv, do you understand how good of a penalty taker Jorginho is, bruv? Do you know what his percentage is, conversion rate?
Yeah, but
It's ridiculous.
Tuchel is getting this wrong. Tuchel always talk about like 5% extra. Like if we have 20 people,
What's got an open goal?
20%. Wait, let me talk. Tuchel always says like,
You're talking waffle, mate.
If we have 20 players, it's like everybody's gonna try extra. Right now, if we give a chance to Lukaku and Werner to take pens, they're gonna try more to get.
They can't take pens. They're not penalty takers.
Werner took the pens in Champions League and he was bagging them.
Yeah. Of course he was bagging them, wasn't he? Was he bagging them? Was he?
So, can I be real? All three of them are excellent at penalties.
Who?
Clash of, can I ask you a question?
Lewis, are you trolling here?
Lukaku's not shit at penalties.
He's terrible, bruv.
No. He is a regular penalty taker for Inter as well.
I wouldn't even watch it if he was taking a pen. I'd be fucking.
Yeah, VJ, correct me if I'm wrong. He's got a 100% record of penalties at Inter.
I'm not sure about the 100%, but he is the regular penalty taker for them, and he's been quite successful at that as well.
Yeah, that's how he stat padded, wasn't it?
So Kane does it. Ronaldo does it. Ronaldo has one.
Ronaldo's a fucking generational goat, man. Don't even bring up Ronaldo with Lukaku.
Strikers live for this. Striker wants their
listen. You give the penalties to Money Mace after Jorginho and let him get his 25 goals a season like Bruno and Lampard. Yeah, let's have it right.
But Clash of, this is the thing, right? If you give a penalty for some. If you give penalties for people who are actually scoring at 15, 20 to increase that to 30, 35, then it makes sense. If you're just scoring 4 or 5 goals a season and then you want penalties to be taken as well, I'm not sure if that is the right direction that we want to move when you specifically have a penalty scorer who's got 100% record in the last one and a half years. You get my point?
Then Jorginho is not playing in attack. It's Lukaku and Werner playing in the attack. Why would they feel motive? Like we saw in Plymouth game, Lukaku gave the pass. It was just a bit too much. And Werner is like, oh, I don't give a shit. I'm probably going to pull my hamstring, even though it was a bit too much of a pass. So, like, this matters. Penalties matters. Like, for example, listen. Jorginho has been taking pens, right? Last year,
scoring them and all.
Werner was winning the pens, right? And until Jorginho started taking pens, Werner was like, fuck it.
Werner wasn't taking the penalties before Jorginho.
No, he wasn't. And the only player that's won a penalty and scored it is Mason Mount.
Lukaku's taken. Wait. Lukaku's taken 30 penalties in his career, missed 5. No, scored 30, missed 5. So it's not 100%, but it's still a very good record.
Of course it ain't 100%.
Can I go next after Super Chat?
Yeah, go on, Fata.
Anyone want some forest sending? Just to be precise, because I'm going to go tomorrow afternoon.
I hope you have a safe journey, Fata, bruv. I hope you have a safe journey, mate.
Take care.
Johnny, don't worry. I got your cemento photo, yeah. I just like, Johnny, yeah.
Listen, just hold up that Minnals FC banner, bruv. Hold it up, bro.
Yeah, but when we were talking about penalties, like the one thing that I noticed, because we always do this big Henry and Drogba debate. If you take Lampard's penalties in Drogba's time at Chelsea, you give it to Drogba and you take away Henry's penalties, suddenly they're very close in terms of goals scored in the Premier League. So that's a big indication of how much penalties can help us.
Because Lamps took our penalties. If Drogba took them, he would have
If Drogba takes the penalties, it's a tighter argument by a mile.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, when you've got an elite penalty taker, which Lampard was, you don't change. No matter how good your striker is, you just don't do it. And Jorginho is an elite penalty taker. He's mastered it. Hazard was an elite penalty taker. No one touches penalties if they're on the pitch. You know what I'm saying?
But it's not. It's not. It's not fair.
There's no discussion here.
It's not fair.
There's no discussion. It's not about being fair. It's the rules of the game. It's the rules in the dressing room.
It's not fair.
You respect the hierarchy, mate. You respect the hierarchy.
No. Listen, Werner and Lukaku, if they are in the low in confidence, they need to take pens to give them confidence. And they're going to win pens. They're going to win pens if they know they're the one who's going to take it.
Actually, there is a big argument about it. It's unwritten rules. If you win a penalty, you should not take it.
How many pens we got last season?
You should not take it.
Lewis, do you remember the Southampton away game?
Do you remember
that game?
When I used to play, we used to say that. If you
Lewis,
win the
do you remember
penalty,
the Southampton
One
game?
sec, Johnny.
you
One
shouldn't
sec,
want to be
Johnny. One
taking
sec, Johnny. Alex.
I said it was the rule when I used to play, saying like if you win the penalty, it's like
Right,
you were
I'm
too
off, guys.
emotional
In a bit,
about
yeah.
it. You
In a
too
bit, people, yeah.
like you wanted to.
Big up, Fata, mate.
So we're saying let somebody that actually designated penalty taker. It's all
No, because I would understand that, but Hazard used to win a lot of the penalties that he took for us too.
But he was
he's
our
so
penalty
good
taker,
at it.
Lewis.
That's why.
Yeah, but he was our
you see what I'm
penalty
saying?
taker.
He was a penalty taker. I'm saying like if you're not
He
the
was number
regular
one.
penalty taker, but you win a penalty, invested into it. You know, like
Too much pressure.
Pressure, yeah.
Yeah,
You see
yeah,
what I'm saying?
I understand.
So you give it to the one that actually designated.
I wanna ask Lewis. Lewis, I think it was under Lampard season, and we were playing Southampton away, and I want to ask if we know if Jorginho was playing because
Mount took the penalty.
Yeah, well, he won the penalty.
Jorginho didn't play. It was Kovacic Kante.
Right, so if Mount did win it and Georgie's on the pitch, Georgie takes the penalty. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the hierarchy. Like remember when Lampard and Drogba had that argument because Drogba wanted the penalty to get, I think it was to get the golden boot, no? And Lamp said, no, I'm fucking taking the penalty. And I like that mentality because that's respecting the hierarchy. If you want your golden boot, you've got to go and score a goal, bruv.
We saw that with Tammy as well last season, the Southampton home game.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Because the second penalty he was trying to take
the
in,
hat trick. He just
no.
tried it. I think it was for the people saying for the hat tricks and stuff.
No, hat trick was Reece James this season, but Reece didn't even ask for
I know
it.
that. No, that's what I'm saying. Like people saying like you should give it to the player that like who's gonna have a hat trick. There's no.
It's actually up to the manager leaves the responsibility to the penalty taker. If the penalty taker agrees to give his colleague the ball, then that's the rules. If Jorginho said to I don't know, whoever, flipping Mount, he's got a hat trick, and Mount didn't ask him, but Jorginho offers him the penalty, Mount can take the penalty, and the gaff will be happy with that. But that's the only other way our number one penalty taker won't take a penalty. It's up to that penalty taker. But personally, if you ask me, unless the game is dead and buried, you might see it happen. But if it's a pivotal moment in the game or it's like a tight game, you want Jorginho taking the penalty. Like, you don't even want anyone touching it.
No.
Well,
I think
you would say no, wouldn't you?
Listen, pens, like you can win matches from pens. This season,
that's why you want Georgie
we're not getting that much pens. Like Lukaku won one pen, and he wasn't allowed to take that pen. If he would have taken it, he would have scored, and it would boost his confidence, and he would be like, "Okay, next game, I'm going to give."
Do you know what, Kazrev? Do you know what, Kazrev? Because I'm sick of this pen talk. Yeah. How about on the pitch they fucking score a goal in open play? How about that? And they earn their confidence doing that, which is what they should be fucking well doing. Yeah, instead of trying to chimp away and ask for fucking penalties to be given to them on a plate, which ain't gonna do shit for their confidence anyway.
You can't do it alone. Like,
what happens if they get given that penalty and they miss it? Then what? Their confidence goes down even more.
Give another one. Like he knows, like he's gonna get another one. He's gonna try more.
No. I'm happy with them. I'm happy with them earning their right, putting in the performance, and to be fucking clinical and take their chances. And that's how it should be.
100 million.
They're paid big money to score goals, right? Whether it comes from a corner, open play, or whatever, that's their fucking job, and no one's delivering it. And our highest top goal scorer in open play is Mason Mount. Our highest assister is Mason Mount. Our highest goal scorer, joint with him, is Jorginho on penalties. It's not fucking good enough.
Listen,
when
Mason
you've got 100
Mount
million and 50 million strikers and 82 million strikers not putting the ball in the net when they're given a chance. Let's have it right. Stop fucking defending them. Stop defending bullshit arguments here.
Wait.
It's waffle,
Mason
mate.
Mount yesterday was playing how many minutes with Lukaku?
I mean, are you all right in the head, geezer? Are you all right? Are you okay?
When did we won the game? When Mason Mount was substituted.
We were winning the game, bruv.
No, Mason Mount got subbed and we
bruv.
won the game.
No, we didn't. What are you talking about?
Mason Mount got subbed and we won the game.
We were winning when he came off.
What are you on about?
This geezer,
bruv. It was 1-1.
This geezer, bruv. He came off because he was fucking injured, you mug.
But he got subbed, and then
because he was
Lukaku made that
injured.
movement.
Because he
Werner
was
made that
injured.
movement, and Havertz made that movement, and
Because
then
he's
Alonso made that
injured. What are you
goal.
talking about, mate? Otherwise, he would have been on the pitch.
When was
He was injured. What are you trying to say? Tuchel had to take him off.
So Mason
You're
Mount was
going to
injured.
leave an injured player on the pitch?
No, he was creating issues.
So what
in
do
our
you expect him to come
fluidity.
off, bruv? Bruv, if you want to talk about fluidity, don't you fucking ever dare say to me Mason Mount, bruv. Don't you fucking ever say
he
it,
is
bruv,
the
yeah?
problem.
You want to bring up who hinders fluidity, bruv. Go and look at your guy, Romelu Lukaku, son, yeah? And tell me about fucking fluidity, mate. Don't come on here stinking up your shit agenda, bruv, with Mason Mount and Kai Havertz, bruv.
Listen, when Mount went off, when Mount went off, Hazard, Werner came, and then Saul came. What was the other guy that came in? The fluidity got better,
honestly.
And Lukaku made that move. Alonso came in. Werner gave the pass to what's his name, Havertz. Havertz gave to Alonso, and we scored. And then also Lukaku tried to give pass to Werner.
Where was who in all this?
No, where was Saul involved in all of this? Like Saul was the one who replaced Mount, right? Where was Saul involved in all of this? Yeah, Saul was the one who replaced Mount, no? So according to you, just Mason Mount went out and so he won the match. Where was Saul involved in all of this?
Because Kovacic got subbed and Werner came in. So Werner took that place and Saul went to Kovacic's place.
And Werner saved the day, didn't he? Saved the day.
Yeah, can you like go explain me about the last goal? How did that goal happen?
Yeah, he saved the day.
Would you go through it?
Yeah,
would you go through it? No, you wouldn't go through it. You would now you would start talking about transfers, would you? You wouldn't be talking about yesterday game. You would be talking about transfers, right?
Now, Cluster, if I don't get your point, you want me to run through the goal? Timo Werner to Kai Havertz to Marcus Alonso, goal. Where is Saul involved in?
I was actually talking with Johnny. Like he's not going to go through the game.
He's saying Werner
DJ, it's really, really hard to understand.
He's talking about pre-assist here.
To follow the conversation, it's really hard.
When Mount scores, or when Mount plays a bit better,
Mount got a fucking assist, fella. I don't know what you're talking about, mate. Kai Havertz came on and got an assist.
When Mount
I don't know what you're talking about, mate.
And Havertz gets cleared. Al Havertz is an issue. He doesn't talk about the game. He talks about Lukaku should be sacked.
He should be out of the fucking club. Yeah, he should be. And the fact that you're defending him, it tells me what a clown you are.
So why are you talking about Lukaku? We are in Feb. Why are you talking about transfers now?
Is this guy all right? Are you all right, Kazrev, bro? Honestly, are you all right, mate? Where have you been for the last 3 months, son? Where have you been?
What do you mean by that?
Where have you been? What games are you watching? Mate?
Didn't we play Plymouth? This is a stream about Plymouth versus what we call Chelsea.
Yeah. Lukaku. How was his? Rate me Lukaku's performance, Kazrev. Tell me how he played
Lukaku
yesterday.
was on the pitch for 120 minutes, and we won.
And how was he, bruv? What was his rating, mate? How good was he?
Listen, he was helpless. He was alone there. Mount was supposed to be with Lukaku.
Man,
he wasn't there.
I'm asking you, bruv. Does that affect your attack?
What?
Does that affect your attack, Brait? Does it affect your attack?
Lukaku alone
does it?
With three defenders is difficult.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna duck out, mate. I'm good, mate. I'm gonna duck out from this one. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries, Johnny.
You're from another planet, mate. On another planet.
Didn't Lukaku give a pass to Mason?
Big up, geezer.
Take care, my guy. Frosted Myth says Klasrev's the type of guy who has a computer and uses condoms to prevent a virus instead of antivirus software.
Yeah, you know what? I wish your dad used a condom.
Frosted Myth. Personally, I wouldn't have that, bro. Yeah, well, at least we got through all the Lukaku stuff. Well, I was saying, he weren't the only poor player on the pitch. I thought a lot of the players didn't turn up in that game. But as usual, like, Lukaku's the one that's got the spotlight on him because of his comments. But yeah, we got Luton Town the next round. Played like absolute dog shit. God knows what to expect from the Club World Cup, but let's hope we can bring it home from Abu Dhabi at the very least.
I'm watching the game
Lewis,
now.
before you go, VJ, you are absolute smashing streams. Like you talk a lot of sense, but don't you think that like camouflaging Havertz and Mason Mount is it gonna make us a great team?
See, again, it's about context, right? Clash of this is the thing. I'll be very honest with you. One thing that I find very baffling right now is we have one player on the pitch, which I don't think Sir Thomas Tuchel have any control over. And I'm worried a bit about it because we want 11 players to be on the pitch, and we're not going to win against any of the low block team if the manager has only control of 10 players. You get my point? And that's why that is my principal worry rather than to concentrate on Kai Havertz or Mason Mount and every other players right now. I hope I make sense.
It does it actually doesn't make sense because last year we signed Lukaku, we needed a finisher, right? And you're saying Thomas Tuchel doesn't have a control over Lukaku if he plays or not. I don't agree with this. I think Thomas Tuchel has a control. Like against Liverpool, he did not put Lukaku in, right? So he does have a control. What he's trying to do is he's trying to play in a style, right, which would benefit the team with Lukaku. So Lukaku has to be consistently played so that when we go to Champions League, he's going to be good, and people around him like Mason and Mount and Havertz can actually do something. They are not doing something. Mason Mount and Havertz are not doing something. They need Werner all the time. And Werner is sick of it because he is getting blamed. He doesn't score. If we keep on doing the midfield 11 thing, like the inside forward thing, how's Werner's going to score a goal?
So, Clash of this is the thing, right? I do have. I'm not completely comfortable with how our attack is functioning. Not the best of fluidic effort that our attack is actually putting in. So I'm not really comfortable with it. But I do know there are a bit of instances here and there that we're actually making some progress. But my concern right now, I'll repeat it again. My concern right now, or my principal concerns or primary concern, is just one player who I am not sure if Thomas Tuchel has control. Rather, the board has control. He is expected to be on the pitch every single time because of the financial value that that the club has invested in him. For me, as a football fan, I think that financial value, whatever it might be, should not reflect on the pitch when the coach is actually making his selections. And since that is getting reflected is what is basically affecting me. And I think we have to come out of that myth where, if you're paid higher, you're expected to be on the pitch. Right? That shouldn't be the case.
No.
And when you say consecutive, let me finish the point, right?
Gets paid a lot of money. Like who else gets paid a lot of money? A lot of
this
players
is really
like
good super chat.
Papa is 70 million worth. He doesn't play every game, does he? I think it's basically telling board that we have got Lukaku, we have got Werner, but the problem is people behind them. Now Lukaku, if you give Lukaku opportunities, like proper opportunities, he's going to score the goals. We saw when he against Aston Villa, we saw against Arsenal, we saw in Champions League when he was playing with Werner. So I think the problem is Mason Mount and Havertz.
When did he score in Championship League?
Champions League, he scored when Werner gave him the pass and he tapped in.
What
he
game?
scored twice. He scored twice against Zenit.
Yeah, he scored against Zenit home and away.
Oh, yeah, Zenit. I forgot.
Dinishan also says Kai and Timo are bench because they do not pass to Rom. Kai, you might have a point with, but Werner, I thought you'd see more of his link-up play, so I'd be a lot more surprised to think
I
about
think
that.
Tuchel does not like Timo personally. I don't think Tuchel. Yeah. I don't think it's personal for them for those two.
I think it's in your head. Listen, Alex, it's only in your head.
That's okay. List. I have a conversation with the person in my head.
Tuchel doesn't like Werner. Tuchel doesn't like Werner, and we saw last year, like even Werner, when he was missing chances, he was putting him in a game. Tuchel really likes Werner. Tuchel likes Pulisic. Tuchel thought he liked Cho, but he doesn't like Cho anymore. The only reason Cho plays right now is because we don't have any defender kind of a left winger for defensive responsibility. So Cho can do a bit of defensive responsibility to cover Alonso and Sarr. That's the only reason, Cho is playing, because I was a big fan of Cho. I was like, wow, but every young black guy is not so fast. I think he's not really fast. He doesn't make inside runs. He goes on the left side, and he might look fast on TV, but after his whatever injuries, he's not fast, and he's mentally stunted. When he gets the opportunity, he gets mentally stunted what to do.
Frosted Nick says, just before you go, he said, Lewis, very soon you need to send me a link to teach someone a lesson. Bro, DM me on Twitter, man. Just DM me any point, and it's cool. VJ, what are you saying, bro?
So I just wanted to ask Clash Ref on what would be your outgoings this season in terms of our attackers. Who do you think is going to go out this season?
I would I think Cho has to go, right?
And
Ziyech might go too.
Cho and Ziyech, all right. Any reasons as to why they will go?
Cho has to go because he doesn't really. He's more of a bench player. If you give him a 90 minutes, he's going to be mentally stunted. And Ziyech probably might go because I think he's only performing right now in the back four system. But when you go on a higher level of back three, a winning system, he struggles. So he might go. Pulisic will stay. Werner will stay. Lukaku will stay. Havertz will stay. Mason Mount will stay.
I understand Mount, Havertz, Lukaku staying in the club, but can you please tell me why Werner and the other guy, Pulisic, why do you think these both have to stay in the club?
Pulisic has shown us like he can play right winger back, and the 2 games he played, he didn't concede a single goal. I know people talk about a guy dodging him on the left winger back side, but he was really listen when Pulisic was on right winger back. Reece James, the guy everybody says like, oh, amazing. He was put as a right central back. So
he basically is versatile. That's what you're trying to say.
And he's also very straight. If you play him in attack rather than Mason Mount, he can go in. Like for example, in back four situation, when you play back four, I think Pulisic is more credible than Mason Mount in back four, not in back three. Back three, I prefer Mason Mount.
Okay, so Pulisic is basically versatile and direct, and that's the reason he would be probably staying in the club, correct?
Definitely, he's staying, bro.
And Timo Werner?
Timo Werner is a next generation back three system player. His movement, the way he connects with the players, all the players, the way he makes runs, he stays. I mean, who gives a shit about what like social media says? Social media talks shit about Pulisic. It talks shit about Werner, but it doesn't really matter because what matters is you win games and you win trophies. And Pulisic and Werner can win trophies.
Okay, I just wanted to understand your perspective on the outgoings. That's all.
Lukaku is going to stay probably for
right.
the next 2-3 years.
Yeah, I can't like. Regardless, we are going to wrap up the stream now. We've gone past 5, but yeah, big up everyone that's locked in. Smash the like and subscribe button. We will leave you with Cobham's finest export. Take care, like and subscribe, and as always,
Zorro.